And Lisa is all the way over in London in the UK. So it's super late for you, Lisa. What time is it?
It's nearly 11 o'clock. It's okay.
Oh my
I took a
gosh.
nap. I took a nap. I'm
Oh,
fine. I've
okay.
learned how to deal with all of you on that side of the world. I,
All of you.
I take naps.
You take naps. Well, I am going to pin you. I'm so happy that you are here, sister. And you also were a support coach for W last year. So you certainly know about W and could speak to
Mhm.
that. Um, and maybe you would share, so you could share transformation there. You could share your personal journey of like before we met, before you started doing any work, any of the woman work with me, and then after. So
Mhm.
let's do that. And what was like, what changed in your life once we started our fun
Okay,
together?
well, we're gonna journey. So we're gonna start from before
Okay, let's do it.
because doing this call has reminded me of how far I have actually come. And you and I were at the same event in London, but I never went up to meet you because I didn't think I was worthy of meeting you. But I followed your work, right? So I've after that I followed you. And I woke up one morning and I remember laying and I heard Karen Rockhind. And I'm like, who? Even though I knew who you were, my brain when I woke up in the morning was like, who? What is happening here? And then I went, "Hmm." And there was this pull to work with you. And I remember going to your website and going, oh, that empowerment program looks really good. I want to do that. And I remember contacting you and you go, I'm not running that anymore. I was like, I had a list of pros and cons and all sorts of things and why I should do it. But the reason that I wanted to start working with you is because I didn't feel confident in myself at all. I didn't feel confident in my mind, my body, or my spirit. Everything felt completely disjointed. I have great friends. I have great female friends, don't get me wrong. But I did not have the kind of sustained sisterhood without judgment and that is 100% supportive of everything that I decide to do in my life. And working with you, and it happened slowly. I remember the first call we had, and you said, what would make you happy? And I said, I want to be in water every day. And you said, go find your water. And the next day, I signed up for swimming lessons, which meant at the end of it, I didn't really care about the swimming. I just wanted to float in the pool. That was all I wanted to do. And after, like 5 minutes before the end of every lesson, I would just lay there and float and be happy. And it is something that is really simple, but when your mind is stuck, you can't see. You can't see different ways. Having you just say, go find your happiness, go find your joy. And me going, okay. And then going and doing it and having the sustained support. And one of the big things for me was I wasn't comfortable in my body. And actually, April Rose helped with that immediately. I took one of her master classes, and it was literally looking in the mirror, saying, I love you over and over and over and over again until I burst out crying. And then I realized that I actually meant it. And from there, with my body, I have not looked back. all sorts of societal expectations, all sorts of parental expectations. Even me, as a 60-year-old woman, has a very strong 83-year-old mother who has particular expectations. And I have now been able to say, you know what? That's you. That's not me. So let's just leave it here. And we did that. And so I've done program after program with you because I, there was, I didn't feel confident in myself. I didn't know what I was here to do. I kept supporting other people, people pleasing, people pleasing, people. If I give to them, they will give back to me. And it doesn't work that way. It really doesn't work that way. You have to look after yourself first, not in a selfish way, but in if if I am full, then I can support others by my example, and then also with the energy levels that I have. And so to bring it sort of up to date, when you asked me to be a support coach in W, because you actually approached me like a year before W even happened, and I was thrilled. I went around telling everybody, my coach wants me to be a support coach in her program. And I was just like, I was like riding around on a cloud. And then obviously time is passing and I'm like wondering if it's ever going to happen. And then when it did happen, I was just like, oh my God, oh my God. It's like the culmination of all of my dreams. Now, in between, I have launched group programs. I'm a coach mentor. I launch group programs. I launch one-to-one programs. I launched a podcast. There is so much that I've done. I realize that my purpose is to bring clarity to people. What is your next step? And then what is your next step after that? It is to walk beside you as you decide on what your new journey will be. Because I say all the time, nobody should have to go through the things that I did. I want you to have that person, and hopefully that person is me. It can be you, but prefer to be me. Walking beside them to say, okay, every day, what is your next step? What is your next step? What is your next step? And when I was a support coach, it gave me whole new insights into the business, and it introduced me to all of these beautiful women. I mean, it expanded my sisterhood. My sisterhood was big anyway, but it became so much bigger and so much more amazing. And I can't remember who said, you know what, your life is not always going to be great, but what I do have now are so many tools, so many tools, and the people that I want. Finally, at 60 years old, I have the people in my life that I want to have. And after 7 years of not dating, last year, I decided that I actually wanted to start dating again. But what I did was I kept my eyes on the supposed prize, which was the relationship. And, you know, Gita and I have had many conversations, and it helped me see that that was an entrenched, conditioned mindset that I had. And now I'm like, you know what? At 60, what do you want, Lisa? You want joy, you want fun. And I am having so much fun and so much joy. And also, a really big byproduct of this is that I am learning to trust men again. I, for most of my life, because of abandonment issues, did not trust men at all. And now, as I start to trust them, I feel like I'm becoming more of the person who I am meant to be. It's not that I'm relying on them, it's that I'm incorporating them back into me as part of me. And that was a big missing piece for me. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but I feel like that's, unless, questions, fine, and all that feedback, but I feel like that's a really good place. The last thing I wanted to say is that for everybody who's watching this, remember that you have survived 100% of all of the troubles, the issues, and the good things you have had in your life. 100%. You are still here. And because you are still here, if there's any like, "Ooh, I don't know if I should," but if there's a voice, and it always starts with a tiny voice in the back of your head that says, but what if it could be different? Then take that chance, because the time is going to pass anyway. So you might as well be passing it doing something that benefits you and that makes you happier and takes you more towards the fulfilled life that you want to have. So, yeah, that's
Mm,
me.
mm, mm, mm. Thank you so much, sister.